South Korea's Foreign Affairs Minister Byung-se visited UN headquarters to urge tougher Security Council sanctions on North Korea. Operations have halted at the Inter-Korean Industrial Complex in Kaeseong, North Korea. Seoul may cut off the power and water supply to the complex. And North Korea's Army Chief of Staff Lee Young-gil was reportedly executed early this month for corruption. The purge in Pyongyang could signal instability. Hello and welcome to News Today on KBS World. It's Thursday, February 11th. I'm Luke Clary. South Korea's Foreign Affairs Minister Byung-se visited the United Nations headquarters to urge that Security Council adopt tough sanctions against North Korea. The minister said that this resolution should be the last one to prevent further provocations from Pyongyang.
This is the first time a foreign minister directly met with the United Nations representatives to toughen the Security Council's resolution on North Korea sanctions. The South Korean Foreign Affairs Minister met with the UN representatives of all 15 Security Council members, including China, Russia, and its chair nation. He made it clear that a new UN sanction should be the last resolution that can unquestionably prevent North Korea's additional nuclear provocations. Minister Yoon also said that each country should add harsher individual sanctions to the resolution and explained that the Kaeseong Industrial Complex was shut down as part of that measure.
개성 공단에 대한 그런 어려운 결정을 내린 것도 이러한 국제사회의 노력에 부응하고자 하는 우리의 그런 엄중한 자세를 반영하는 것이다.
As the United States, Japan, and many other countries are drawing up sanction plans, Korea's first bold move was aimed to galvanize the international community into action. The United States immediately announced its support for South Korea's move. U.S. Assistant Secretary of State Daniel Russell stressed that the international community's position is that if North Korea continues to violate the Security Council's resolutions and develop nuclear weapons and missiles, it should not be allowed to gain access to any international economic system.
Operations have come to a halt at the Inter-Korean Industrial Complex in the North Korean city of Kaeseong until Pyongyang profoundly changes its attitude, according to the South Korean government. To take it a step further, Seoul is also considering cutting off the power and water supply to the complex.
Seoul is considering cutting off power and water supply to the Kaeseong Industrial Complex following the safe withdrawal of South Korean workers. Such a measure is stipulated in the crisis management guidelines of the Inter-Korean Industrial Park. Once power and water supply are cut off, the complex and its local Kaeseong residents will have no access to electricity and tap water. The Korea Electric Power Corporation has supplied 100,000 kilowatts of electricity from the Munsan substation in Gyeonggi Province to the Pyeonghwa substation in the industrial complex. Tap water facilities were provided by the Korea Water Resources Corporation. When the operations at the industrial complex were temporarily suspended in 2013, a minimum amount of about 3,000 kilowatts of electricity was still supplied to support the park's essential facilities, while water supply remained unchanged. However, this time Seoul is considering cutting off the supply altogether. The measure has led many to conclude that it's tantamount to shutting down the industrial complex completely. Seoul says it's solely up to Pyongyang whether or not the Kaeseong Industrial Park will be reopened, and that the North must eliminate concerns over its nuclear and missile development programs.
Inter-Korean tension continues to mount with the Kaeseong Industrial Complex being shut down. The South Korean armed forces are beefing up their security posture against potential provocations from the north.
South Korean military forces have been maintaining a heightened security stance ever since North Korea went ahead with its nuclear test last month. South Korea is keeping its eyes on whether the North Korean military may start additional provocations. This comes in the wake of the South's tough anti-North sanction by shutting down the Kaeseong Industrial Complex. South Korean soldiers are closely monitoring the movements of the North Korean military as part of South Korea's preparation against all forms of provocation, including blitz attacks on the front and rear lines. The South Korean military also plans to assist in the safe withdrawal of South Korean nationals staying at the Inter-Korean Industrial Park. As there is a possibility that South Korean nationals at the Kaeseong compound may be detained there, military authorities will meet with the Ministry of Unification to discuss measures against such an event. Meanwhile, military authorities have placed more mobile loudspeakers at the front lines and lengthened broadcast times to intensify psychological warfare against North Korea. In retaliation, the North Korean military is reportedly operating loudspeakers of their own mounted on vehicles in addition to the existing fixed-type loudspeakers. As inter-Korean tension mounts, the South Korean armed forces have declared that they will severely punish North Korea if the regime goes through with provocations.
Sources say North Korea's Army Chief of Staff Lee Young-gil was executed early this month for corruption and other wrongdoings. Observers say that the resumption of purging of key military officials points to the growing instability of Kim Jong-un's regime.
According to a North Korean news source familiar with the matter, North Korea's Army Chief of Staff Lee Young-gil has been executed. Lee is believed to have been purged between February 2nd and 3rd when the Central Committee of the Workers' Party and the Korean People's Army Committee were holding meetings presided over by Kim Jong-un. Lee was reportedly purged for conspiracy, power abuse, and corruption. The news source said that Lee was apparently executed either for expressing his discontent over the party leadership's appointment of key military officials at Kim Jong-un's order, or for making disrespectful remarks about the North Korean leader. Lee is the third North Korean Army Chief of Staff to be purged after Lee Yong-ho and Han Yong-chol since Kim Jong-un rose to power.
당과 수령에게 충실하지 못한 사람은 아무리 군사가다운 기질이 있고 작전 전술에 능하다고 해도 우리에겐 필요 없습니다.
Analysts say that the purging of Lee by Kim Jong-un is yet another expression of the young leader's anxiety over military officials who can pose a threat to his regime.
A special police squad is being dispatched to the southwestern part of Gyeonggi province, which has seen some recent cases of ruthless crime. A riot police team was converted into this special police squad to help lower the crime rate there. Here's more.
Plainclothes policemen get off a bus late at night. They're members of the new Special Police Squad, which launched on February 2nd.
애국인 밀집 지역에 지금 나가고 있습니다. 가시적인 그 효과로 범죄 예방 차원에서 요즘은 많이 하고 있습니다. 자, 출발하시죠.
They are sent to the red light districts to check for unsavory characters and patrol the area. A man suddenly runs away at the sight of the policeman. He was arrested for fleeing the police and later identified as an illegal alien. This special police squad was put into action in the southwestern part of Gyeonggi province, where a series of heinous crimes had occurred. The first riot police team, which used to be deployed at demonstrations or protests, has now been assigned to crime prevention and investigation.
한 번이라도 더 돌아봐주면은 그만큼 범죄율이 또 떨어질 가능성도 있지 않을까 하는 생각이 드네요.
The offenders of 5 major crimes in the southwestern region of Gyeonggi province are responsible for 34% of the total crimes in the area. Therefore, the new police squad is expected to meet the local demands for higher security.
Soy sauce is one of the traditional fermented sauces used in Korean cuisine. In addition to enriching the flavor of food, soy sauce is also known to help reduce sodium consumption as a replacement for salt.
A chef cooks bean sprout soup in 2 separate pans. The soup in one of the pans is seasoned with salt, and the other with soy sauce. We asked the public whether they could taste the difference in saltiness.
간장 때문에 되게 뭔가 더 조리된 끓여낸 그런 맛이 좀 나서 소금 쪽 간이 조금 짜다고는 생각은 했지만 그렇다고 해서 간장 쪽이 결코 싱겁지는 않았거든요.
A team of researchers from Jeonju University analyzed the effectiveness of reducing sodium in food by seasoning it with naturally brewed soy sauce. They found that chicken porridge contained 1.9 grams of sodium per liter when seasoned with salt, whereas porridge seasoned with soy sauce contained only 0.6 grams of sodium, a 70% drop. The surveyed public said that they felt no significant difference in saltiness after sampling both variations. The sodium content in bean sprout soup can be cut by up to 75% by seasoning it with soy sauce. The reason is that soy sauce enhances the flavor of food thanks to its complex combination of salty, sweet, savory, sour, and bitter tastes. The use of appropriate amounts of soy sauce in food can also help lower the risk of diseases caused by excessive sodium consumption.
Gaya, an ancient kingdom that once existed on the Korean peninsula and known for its flourishing culture, is often called a forgotten dynasty, as nearly no written records remain. Ancient tombs of Gaya that hold secrets to the ancient kingdom are now being sought for World Heritage listing. Let's take a look.
Low-lying hills are lined up in a row. They are the ancient tombs of the Gaya Kingdom, which flourished with its unique culture on the Korean peninsula some 1,500 years ago.
가야사에 관한 글자, 문헌 기록이 아주 부족해요. 공백을 메꾸는데 이 물질 자료로서 가야 고고학 자료가 중요하고.
Jade decorations and iron relics testify to the advanced technology of the people of Gaya. The discovery of glass accessories, which originated from countries in the West, likely point to Gaya's international exchanges. Ancient tombs of Gaya, which are key to restoring the forgotten dynasty, will be sought for designation as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Local governments, including those in South and North Gyeongsang provinces, have signed related agreements for the successful bid.
올해 11월에 법인 설립화를 추진해서 18년도에 유네스코에 등재 신청서를 제출하도록.
Burial grounds of Gaya, key to unraveling secrets of the Korean peninsula's ancient era, will now be the focus of a global challenge to secure a World Heritage listing.
A handful of young Korean musicians are so busy overseas that they're hard to catch here at home. Believe it or not, they play traditional Korean music known as gugak, bedazzling global audiences with their traditional Korean sounds and instruments. Take a look.
This concert hall is located in the Netherlands, halfway around the globe. The kayagum, a 12-string Korean zither, and a pipe create beautiful, mystical melodies. The performers are the duo ensemble of Korean traditional music, or gugak, called sum.
I love to see them play. You know, I hear water, I hear wind, I hear earth.
Due to busy schedules abroad, the group barely has time to perform in Korea.
네덜란드에 갔다가 또 다시 벨기에 한 곳에서 다시 공연을 하고 다시 또 네덜란드로 갔다가 다시 또 덴마크까지.
Gugak rock group Jambinai was invited more than 50 times to overseas concerts last year. The concert hall heats up with powerful rock sounds performed on the komungo and haegum, both Korean string instruments.
또 거문고로 인트로를 했을 때 사람들이, 그 많은 사람들이 환호를 엄청나게 지르더라고요. 그때 뭔가 우리가 진짜 유명한 메탈이나 락 밴드가 된 느낌도 있었고.
The secret to their popularity is the exquisite harmony of tradition and a distinct character. Following the success of Kim Deok-soo, founder of the Korean traditional percussion performance of Samalnori, global advancement of gugak musicians has recovered from a lull, marking new heights of popularity.
Seaweed fulvescens are known to only grow in clean waters. They're a valuable source of vitamins, minerals, and fiber throughout the winter. So here's a closer look at how to best enjoy this nutritious variety of seaweed. We visited Wando County in South Jeolla Province to try seaweed fulvescens. This seaweed grows on bamboo poles connected to one another. It's known as the noble seaweed because it only grows in clean waters.
매생이에는 비타민과 무기질이 풍부히 들어 있습니다. 특별히 여성들에게 부족하기 쉬운 칼슘, 철이 많이 들어 있어서 빈혈과 골다공증 예방에 좋습니다.
Soup made with seaweed fulvescens and oysters is especially popular in winter thanks to its high nutritious value. To make the soup, first fry some garlic and oysters in a pan, and add the seaweed and a broth made with anchovies and kelp. Then boil everything together. To make chewy and delicious pancakes, mix some batter mix with squid, short-neck clams, onions, fresh red peppers, and the seaweed, and fry the pancakes until they turn golden in color. How does it taste?
바다 향이 나면서 너무 부드럽고 매생이가 너무 맛있네요.
Thanks to its unique aroma, seaweed fulvescens go great in porridge.
아침에 간단히 만들어 먹을 수 있는 영양 만점 매생이 백합죽 만들어 볼게요.
First, cook hard clams, then use the broth to cook a white rice porridge. Then add the cooked clams and the seaweed.
너무 많이 끓이면 흐물흐물해질 수 있어서 마지막에 넣고 살짝 끓여야 매생이의 향긋함과 식감을 느낄 수 있어요.
Now the aromatic and chewy seaweed fulvescens porridge is ready. If you want to cook seaweed fulvescens for your children, you can make seaweed patties. First, mince and stir-fry king trumpet mushrooms and onions. Then, season the pork and the seaweed with soy sauce, sugar, crushed scallions, and garlic. Shape the patties and fry them in a pan. This dish is also ideal for treating guests. This highly nutritious and delicious seaweed will help you and your family stay healthy throughout the winter. And now we'll take a look at the markets, followed by the world weather. And that's it for this edition of News Today. Thanks so much for being with us. We'll see you again at the same time tomorrow. Goodbye.